Hello everyone and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing the Izzet self-bounce list that recently won a MTGO challenge, and with no bans being announced, we obviously know that this deck is set up to do really well now and really well in the future. And one of the main things I'm going to highlight this deck for, other than the fact that I know Izzet kind of has this stigma right now that it is a very annoying deck, and I to some extent obviously agree with that, being that it came from Corey Steelcutter into Vivi into still winning events even after being the primal focus of, or primary focus of, a lot of bands. But the thing about this deck that's so nice is the cost of it, and what I mean by that is arena costs. And even in paper it is probably just as cheap, but other than your mana base obviously, which is going to kind of cost quite a bit outside of obviously the 6 basics, all these rares, in terms of the boarded cards that matter, you only really have 10 rares that you have to use in 0 mythics, which is obviously unheard of for a deck of this kind of caliber to be able to win events, but also not require that much in terms of your cost to build it. So this is definitely a good budget option. It's something that you can get a little bit more skill intensive towards it. A lot of plays matter whenever you're playing this deck, and micro damage throughout the game will also end up adding up at the end. You do have to be very careful of that and not mess that up. I was guilty of doing that in a couple of my games, messing up the damage count in like turn 4, where I could have got a little bit more damage and been a little more committal, and it cost me to come up too short later in the game. So with that, we're going to go ahead and dive into the matches and see how they go. All right, good hand to keep. We'll keep this. It's a bit weird because I kind of want to shock just in case burst lightning matters, but really we're just looking to op a couple times. That land I'll pass on. Oh, and this is why you gotta pass on lands sometimes, right? Holding this against what could be Golgari. I don't know if their champ is any foreshadowing here. Floor state's pretty sick. Don't have a sorcery, unfortunately. Another land. Am I flow stating anyway? Probably. We're basically on like win with our big boys now. I don't know. I just don't know what my opponent's on. You'd think Reanimator based on mana. Yeah, a plot here. See if my opponent would like to do anything. And then I could just flow state looking for like smaller cards. But we'll pass. I'll get to do it with like 5 mana anyway, right? Sure. I think we just gotta go for it, right? Yeah, that's fine. Bounce off Storm Chasers. I think do I just want burn here? Like this, maybe? Then we'll go to combat and just try to chip. Okay. I wasn't really ready for that to just go through. I figured they would just have anything, right? Okay, it is Awaken. Sure. Three damage to any target. Tap up to 1 target creature. We need to hold this for sure. Sleight of hand here. Let's just take this. Counter target creature enchantment spell. So we have kind of a couple of answers here. So I should maybe cash in a little here. Then I don't know. Let's just see from there, I suppose. There's an Arden, and that's one reason why we have to be very careful when it comes to this stuff. We're definitely just going to counter it, unless they go Cavern, of course. Awaken the Honored Dead. They already played a land, so this is definitely counterable. Especially if we're trying to cash in here. 10. I bring this up. I Burst Lightning. So that puts me at not enough, I think. So we put him to 7. It starts at 1. This is at 2. And then I Burst Lightning. Setting them to 5. That goes to 3. It's actually enough. Weird. Unless I miscounted my mana. I did miscount my mana because this is 5 and it doesn't have vigilance. Oops. I thought it was 4. That's kind of brutal, but let's... I think this plus kicking this does it, right? I could have played my Storm Chasers, but... Okay. What a weird game that was. Well, this hand can be good, so we'll try. Really depends if this has any relevance in the match or not. It will depend if that has any relevance whatsoever. If it doesn't have relevance, then our Boomerang Basics is kind of bad. Because if we're just playing it to play Boomerang Basics, then we're definitely going to fall behind. It looks like it. Maybe, or it's control, but... Let's see. It's dragons. Okay. Sure. Thankfully, Roaring Furnace can reach pretty much all those. Will our opponent mess up here? If you play Clarion Conqueror just naturally and you don't tap your mana, it actually saves your treasure. And then you can't use your treasure. Yeah. Now the treasure's shut off and I can't use it. My hand's really good. Let's play this island, tap it, of course. Do this. We're probably just going to double tap these, I think, and hold on to the Roaring Furnace. Then we'll just pass here. Then we'll look to Burst Lightning Momo. I know it makes things a little bit cheaper. Well, maybe I'm supposed to because of Hellkite. But I kind of want to answer the Hellkite is the idea. We're slowly playing... Okay, they play tap land. They can play a full cast Hellkite. They go for another one of those. Sure. I'm not even that opposed to that, to be honest with you. Someday we'll draw something good. I mean, I'm not like upset with how the game's going, but I'm just saying in general, like actually drawing a threat. But it's okay. Sure. I can't even say anything. This Rolling Furnace has gone crazy. And I'm gonna be able to Rolling Furnace the Lizard and then counter the Hellkite. Yeah. Okay. My turn. We just start off with this immediately. I will take our 1. Thank you, sir. Snipe that. Okay, bro. I don't... The ambience or... I don't want special effects off. I'm about to take the dog off. I can't. The noise it keeps making... Like, I'm playing a play that wins and it's whining. Like, it's making me bad. I don't know if this one breaks every now and then, but it feels like it. Counter target creature. Now we'll opt. This is a great land game of 95. I don't know. I have all copies of Burst Lightning, I think. No, I used one of these. Okay. Don't worry. I don't have a win condition. You don't have a win condition. I guess technically this is my win condition. This is the saddest win condition that we can think of. Okay. Somehow our cards have worked just perfectly in this match. Bro, I wish I had stuff to play. Go ahead. Oh, there we go. Finally. Did they play a land? That'd be so tragic. This is a 1-0. Here. Fair enough. And now we're like, oh, nice, right? Because we ripped a slick shot. I think I just do everything, right? We have to cast this to get him up high enough, and there it is. Brutal game from them. Not like, I don't think there's anything you did wrong. I think that's a great example of a game where you play it exactly as you probably should. Other than maybe cracked a treasure, but I don't know if that ended up mattering really. Based on what their hand was, maybe they let down a Burst Lightning by doing that, but they played it kind of exactly how you have to. Because if you keep waiting against this deck, you're just going to lose anyway. So they have to play it out just knowing they're just going to get Roaring Furnace and just hope that maybe I make a mistake. But yeah, we end up winning and very cool. Hand is pretty awesome overall, so we'll definitely keep. Probably Shock just to keep our mana diversity up immediately. Because again, obviously we need a base island to play this. Then we don't have multiple red sources, even though most of the cards in our hand are blue. But I've already drawn all 4 copies of Burst Lightning, I think, in one match. So I'm prepared to do it again. I mean, definitely going to take the crab here. After not finding, you know, clean stuff. Now we can play this pretty cleanly, and then we just go right in here. That off the board. I don't know if Spell Pierce would be good at all in this match. I think it's mainly creature focused. I guess I can hit a monument. Or the one card if they play it, but let's see. Alright. 3 copies of Flow State, not a single instant in my graveyard, so that kind of sucks. Oh! We grab this one land. What a weird hand to curve out into. No Burst Lightning or anything there. That's the one. I was really hoping they did this on 2 and then maybe went for this, but although our crab is becoming pretty active, and if this is the only creature they're going to have in play, I feel a lot more confident in my chances. Here. Give it like hexproof or anything. No, just lifelink. I do think it's crab into multiple flow states. Flow state doesn't reduce my crab at all. Well, it does, but it doesn't allow me to play. It doesn't reduce it in a way I can play my crab. My opponent's also hitting a lot of lands. But crab man in. Tap and tap. Sure. We can immediately target that. And this just gets a lifelink on a turn, so we can pop it. Yeah. Like the... Oh, it's also weird. Let's flow state first. Maximize the cards in my hand. I guess I will take infinite cards. I don't know. I talked about every copy of Burst Lightning. I now have every copy of Flow State. So take that as you will. They're going to give this indestructible. We'll trigger this. And then whenever one more cards leaves graveyard, but it won't counter on a target creature. I think the flyer is kind of the most annoying right now. The Iron Shield's a card that we're just not going to be able to remove. Could be the Lore Hold card, I guess. Am I wanting to be aggressive or hold this as a shield? And I think hold this as a shield is a better play. Another crab is good. I don't need that off when I have 2 more flow states currently. We're definitely on the, like, try to win in one shot kind of scenario here. +2, they can pay 3 to equip, so they can already do that. So they can turn Iron Shield Elf into, like, an actual threat. And force them to discard the card to, like, protect it. So let's just do that. It's just good value for us, right? Even though it's a land, obviously that kind of sucks, but... let's flow state here. See what I can find. Burst Lightning's pretty awesome. Boomerang Basics also pretty awesome. So I can pretty much answer everything here if I want. I don't have anything to discard, so we just answer it immediately. And I'll worry about answering the Mako on the following turn here. Because I do want to play this. I could discard a card and make it a little bit larger off the flail. We might just pay to equip it, and then we just play another crab. No Moon Shadows from them, though. Definitely got to be a little frustrating there. It is pay, so this last card must be okay for them. We tap. Thank you. With the opt in hand, we can now Boomerang Basics, Flow State, pick this back up, and remove that. Even though I really wanted to unlock the other side, it's at 3. I don't know if this card can be discarded at instant speed, so we're going to Flow State. This is the last copy of this, but we now have Boomerang Basics. Not Boomerang, we have Storm Chaser's Talent. So we go here. Pick that off. Play Storm Chaser's Talent. And then we go in for the win. Going first here, sure. Here, slide in. I mean, it's gotta be this, right? We have an instant speed spell. That thing's horrifying sounding. Go here. We just drew the Wombo combo, so thankfully we did that. All sorceries so far. So our flow states kind of suck, but like we have the answer, right? Maze Mind Tome. Okay. Mono white nonsense. I mean, okay, so we're definitely going for this. I don't think it's going to be like a pinnacle, so I'm going to play everything out. And I think there's no reason to commit any spells here, like when they can just do so much damage on the next turn. Like comparatively, right? So this makes us do 4 instead of 3, but it then adds 3 damage if I do it the other way, right? So bottom, this won't be turned on quite yet, so obviously these Boomerang Basics are doing everything we want them to do. A split up could do something, I guess. Split up's a card. I think it's still legal in my format. Rest in peace. So our flow states are horrible now. Comparison, but that's just the way it is. No crabs, please. 1 white mana, what do they have? Erode? You want to erode me? Not opposed to that. I think we want everything that's not burned, because I think we're going to have to kick our burn spells. Although I think I am grabbing a Spell Pierce here. Damage equal number of creatures. Or creature. Okay. Am I just flow stating, or I think I'm holding up Spell Pierce for a Day of Judgment here. I'm definitely barreling this. I think this is the most damage we're probably going to get out of this Burst Lightning, other than just kicking one. Down to 6. And also, if I get the Spell Pierce a Day of Judgment here, I just get it. So that's pretty good for us. But Mono White Prison, it seems. Very interesting. I am Day of Judgment. Am I one of Spell Pierce? Maybe. Well, I feel like this is much harder to deal with. Sure. Fully prison, by the way. I have to Unfortunately, I have to double spell. No, I don't. Never mind. I'm just dumb. I was like, this 6 alone. Like, I was like, oh, it's plus. It only goes 5. Combat. There we go. We get it against a hard lockout prison list. What they're doing, really, I don't know. It is Home, Rest, and Corporal Orb, and Mono White. So, interesting, but we'll take the win. Opponent first, our hand's really good in terms of at least getting spells cast. You know how it goes. Auras tapped. Our counter spell won't be held up, so we might as well slide a hand. I have enough spells. I think we want to grab a Slick Shot, although Voice here is pretty bad for us. We'd love to have our counter spell up, but... Oh. Well, in that case, I think because I drew an answer for just Voice being played, I think I plot my Slick Shot, that I can then just deal 3 to it. But... I want to say they're actually Jeskai, and we're probably in a little bit of trouble with like a Helix or something like that. But we will see. Or they're true Boros, and the world can never find them. Go here. Combat. There's the pause. I think I will just opt here. I'm still threatening some like interaction. Oh, we'll definitely take a crab. And then I'll let this go. By holding this, return creature, counter target creature, enchantment spell. I think I like a big part of me wants to flow state, but I think if they're holding up stuff, I want to like threaten interaction maybe. Like get lost. I can just put it back in my hand. That might be worth. But I don't know if they have enchantments that matter, but I'm definitely just going to return it. And if they then answer it again with like an erode, deal. I think just having this as a threat is just so hard for them to commit to doing anything. Unless they randomly jam a high noon, then I'll be a little sad, but, you know. Oh, there it is. Look at you go. You do play those. Go here. I think I want to... A little part of me wants to flow state. But I think that's wrong. I think I just want to do a little bit of burn damage, and then I want to try to flow state when I play this. Salt the star charts, please. Oh, they're holding up? Why? Oh, they don't have double blue. Duh. So consult in the worst form. Shocking in to potentially consult for twice. Not having either blue. That does obviously suck. Nothing I can do about that. They'll have a white and 3 red. Flashback. And it can't really target anything here. I wish we could tap that. Unfortunately, we cannot. I really think we're a little crab focused here, unfortunately. But let's play here. Helix coming up is going to be absolutely brutal, to be honest with you. Her vehicle to its owner's hand is just so bad, kind of. But my land coming in here doesn't make much of a difference. I think I want to go crab. Maybe I'm not being aggressive enough. I could definitely see that. Yeah. I have to do it now because they're one short of Just Guy's Revelation, by the way, if you're curious. It also auto-resolved, so we know that Counterspell's not really in their hand. But Revelation can be very annoying. Obviously, I'd love to rip, like, a interaction piece, like another Spell Pierce or something, but we'll see. Oh, well. They can make it uncounterable. And then next turn. I only have one white, so, like, get lost. It could flashback get lost. I don't know. I feel like we're just too far gone now. I think we're way too far gone now. I'm just buying back stuff. Just slowly trying to burn them out of the game. Maybe. I don't have the bounce spell, so I think I'm just straight up grabbing burn. It made this a bit more expensive for us. Not good. Here. Pyroclasm. Not a card I'd be playing in the main, I don't think, but I know we're in best of one, but it's just, you know what it is. I didn't have one earlier, so we're gonna yam. I'm back. Sure. Big Revelation at any point the game's over, and it's just been over on that premise. Inevitable defeat. We counter this for the life gain, because if we counter this, like, we don't counter it, but it doesn't resolve, so they don't gain life here. Pass. Their turn, we slam a crab. Again, no revelation so far. We've been very fortunate that they haven't seemed to have had one. It could be just like really playing it for a blowout play, but they have so much to do it with. Another inevitable defeat. Okay, that one gets us there. We do have a slick shot, though. So go here. And at some point, we do gotta kind of be a little committal, I think. Here, and I guess here, because this could maybe draw us cards to help get us out of this mess. Combat. And I'm just tapping out. It puts our burst lightnings really close to lethal. It actually makes them lethal. So if they don't, oh, we get there. Wow. I did not think we were winning that one. I did not. Like, genuinely, no way, right? No way. All right, after playing 3 matches in a row that are literally built to beat this deck, let's hopefully have a better game here. I just played against, like, the Golgari just every card gains life deck, and then I just played against a super, like, prison-y style, over-committal prison style list. But it's fine. It is what it is. I understand. This deck could be the boogeyman of the format, so you have to play around that. Sure. Ward 2. I know what that means. I should have played my slick shot first. I was worried about Shelter by Ghost, but I guess they didn't play a 1-drop, so they don't have that, right? Unless they're baiting me into this. That'd be crazy. Oh, Seam Rip would do it, yeah. Yeah, I was just like, there's probably a card that I should worry about, right? Let's just play another Storm Chaser's talent. See if they want to trade, which I doubt. If they try to trade, I just cast an op. Then we just hold this, right? Counter an enchantment. So it's pretty good against this matchup. The only one I'm like really worried about is a Shelter by Ghost. These are like annoying, but I don't think so annoying that I can't do something about it. Again, I'm not sure I care. I'm just gonna put it back in their hand. You do pay for this. Okay. Yeah. First lightning, not quite big enough. Here's all these, and then I think it's just be like all the way committal here. Basically, let them know that they're in a lot of danger. Now, obviously, a Shelter can do a lot, but I don't know. I mean, they do have Vigilance, which is maybe enough. Oh, they go all out creature based here. Nothing bigger to commit. They scry one. Obviously, no blocks here. Let's opt. I'll need another land. I'll tell you that. All right. Apparently, I needed another land. But they do have to block, right? So we can pretty much clear their entire board, and if they mess up, like, we win. All right. So trade, and we win. Like, it's the weird thing where, like, they have to play to win, right? If they block out, they lose anyway. So I don't think what they did is wrong. I guess maybe they block with their 3/3, but either way, you can see I lost quite a bit of games just playing against stuff I couldn't beat. But maybe I'm not supposed to show those, but it really was just us getting drowned over 7 turns, and I just kind of left. But yeah.